Welcome to this English learning story. Today, you will read a powerful and emotional story about inner strength, patience, and personal growth. This story is written in simple and clear English to help you improve your reading, vocabulary, and fluency. Try to read slowly and understand the emotions, thoughts, and lessons inside the story. Let us begin. For many years, there was a constant search for happiness in the outside world. Success, praise, money, and approval from others seemed very important. Every goal looked like the answer to peace. Every achievement looked like the final destination. But strangely, after reaching one goal, another empty feeling appeared. The excitement lasted only for a short time. Then the pressure returned again. There was always another mountain to climb, another competition to win, another expectation to satisfy. Slowly, exhaustion started growing inside like a shadow. It became difficult to enjoy simple things. Even moments of rest felt uncomfortable because the mind never stopped running. Thoughts moved endlessly like fast waves in the ocean. What if you fail? What if people judge you? What if you are not enough? These questions repeated every day until they became heavier than reality itself. One evening, after a long and difficult day, everything finally felt too much to carry. The noise of life became unbearable. Instead of turning on the television or checking the phone, there was silence. Real silence. Sitting alone near a window, watching the dark sky, something unusual happened. For the first time in many years, there was no attempt to escape uncomfortable feelings. No distractions. No pretending. Just honesty. The pain that had been hidden for years slowly came to the surface. Old disappointments appeared again. Harsh words from the past returned to memory. Failures that seemed forgotten suddenly felt fresh again. Tears came quietly, not because of weakness, but because the heart was finally tired of hiding. And in that silent moment, an important realization appeared. Running away from pain had created even more pain. From that day, life did not magically become easy. Problems still existed. Difficult people still existed. Fear still existed. But something slowly started changing inside. Instead of fighting every emotion, there was an attempt to understand it. Instead of asking, "Why is life unfair?" a different question appeared. What can this experience teach me? That small change in thinking became the beginning of inner strength. True inner strength is not about avoiding struggle. It is about learning how to face struggle without losing yourself. It is about standing in difficult moments and still protecting your peace. Anyone can feel confident when life is easy, but calmness during hard times is a different kind of power. Days turned into weeks, and small habits began creating quiet transformation. Early morning walks became moments of reflection. Reading books became more meaningful than endless entertainment. Spending time alone no longer felt lonely. In fact, silence became healing. Slowly, the mind stopped depending on outside approval. Compliments became pleasant, but not necessary. Criticism became painful, but not destructive. There was growing understanding that people's opinions change constantly, but self-respect must remain stable. This lesson was not learned quickly. It took many disappointments to understand it deeply. Sometimes people leave. Sometimes support disappears. Sometimes hard work is ignored. But inner strength grows strongest when external support becomes weak. One of the hardest lessons in life is accepting that not everything can be controlled. For a long time, there was an attempt to control every situation, every outcome, and every future possibility. But life continued proving that uncertainty is unavoidable. Unexpected problems arrived without warning. Careful plans failed suddenly. Some dreams disappeared completely. At first, these moments created frustration and anger. But later, they created wisdom. It became clear that peace does not come from controlling everything. Peace comes from learning how to remain steady when life becomes unpredictable. A tree becomes stronger not by avoiding storms, but by surviving them. Human beings are not very different. There were moments when giving up looked attractive, moments when failure felt permanent. During these times, the mind created dangerous lies. You are too late. You are not talented enough. Nothing will change. These thoughts sounded real because they repeated every day. But one important truth slowly became clear. Thoughts are not always facts. The mind can become negative after pain and disappointment. Inner strength means learning how to observe thoughts without automatically believing them. It means refusing to let temporary emotions decide your future. Some days, progress looked very small. Sometimes the only victory was simply continuing forward. But even small steps matter when the direction is right. As time passed, relationships also started changing. There was less interest in fake conversations and more appreciation for honesty. Energy was no longer wasted trying to impress everyone. Instead, there was deeper focus on meaningful connections. It became obvious that some people only appear during successful moments, while others stay during painful moments. Difficult times reveal the true nature of relationships. At first, this truth felt painful, but later, it felt freeing. There was no longer a need to chase acceptance from people who did not truly care. Inner strength teaches an important lesson. Your value does not decrease because someone fails to recognize it. Another surprising discovery appeared during difficult years. Helping other people also created healing. Simple acts of kindness carried unexpected power. Listening carefully to someone's pain, encouraging a struggling friend, or offering support without expecting anything in return created warmth inside the heart. Pain often makes people selfish because survival becomes the main focus. But kindness reminds human beings that everyone is carrying invisible battles. Some people smile while secretly suffering. Some people appear confident while silently feeling broken. Understanding this creates compassion, and compassion creates emotional maturity. There was also growing awareness about the importance of patience. Modern life teaches people to expect fast results, fast success, fast healing, fast happiness. But real growth rarely happens quickly. A wound inside the heart needs time to heal properly. Confidence takes time to build. Wisdom develops slowly through repeated experiences. Inner strength is like a muscle. It becomes stronger little by little through challenges, discipline, and endurance. Many people quit because they do not see immediate progress. But invisible growth is still growth. Seeds grow underground long before flowers appear above the soil. One winter morning, while watching the sunrise, another deep realization appeared. The most powerful battles in life are often silent. Nobody sees the effort required to stay positive during dark times. Nobody sees the discipline required to continue after failure. Nobody sees the courage required to begin again when the heart feels afraid. Yet these silent victories shape a person more than public achievements ever can. Society celebrates visible success, but inner strength is built privately. It grows in lonely moments, painful lessons, and quiet decisions that nobody applauds. Eventually, life started feeling different. Not perfect, but meaningful. Problems still came and went, but they no longer destroyed inner peace completely. Fear still appeared, but courage appeared too. Sadness still existed, but hope survived beside it. There was deeper understanding that happiness is not the absence of pain. Happiness is the ability to remain grateful and hopeful even while facing difficulties. That understanding changed everything. Instead of waiting for a perfect future, there was greater appreciation for ordinary moments. Warm sunlight, peaceful mornings, honest conversations, and simple laughter suddenly became valuable treasures. The greatest secret of inner strength was never about becoming emotionless. It was never about pretending to be strong all the time. Real inner strength comes from accepting your humanity completely. It comes from understanding that pain, fear, and failure are natural parts of life. A strong person is not someone who never falls. A strong person is someone who rises again with wisdom after falling. Again and again. Today, many people still search for strength in the outside world. They search for it in money, status, appearance, or recognition. But the deepest strength is built quietly within the soul. It grows every time you choose hope instead of despair. It grows every time you continue despite fear. It grows every time you remain kind in a cruel world. And once you discover that strength inside yourself, life changes forever. Because no matter what happens outside, you begin carrying a calm and unshakable power within. Thank you for reading this graded reader story. Keep practicing your English every day, and remember, language learning is also a journey of inner strength. Small daily progress creates powerful transformation over time.